right, now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make a scatter plot using Excel so that we can get a more accurate look at what our data looks like and also to save so much time. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a moment to type in the data set that we were working with in the example that I did by hand. So I've just titled the top row temperature Celsius, which I spelled wrong. Let me fix that. And then ice cream sales. So our temperatures were 14.2, 16.4, 11.9, 15.2, 18.5, 22.1, 19.4, 25.1, 23.4, 18.1, 22.6, and 17.2. And then we had 215, 325, 185, 332, 406, 522, 412, 614, 544, 421, 445, and 408. So here's our data set. I'm just going to take one quick second, make sure I didn't mess up any of the numbers. It's a lot easier to fix things now than to try and fix them later, and sometimes you can't fix things later. Okay, so now that I have my data here, I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. And then at the top, not the top, but up here where it says home, insert, draw, page layout, yours might look a little bit different. I am on a Mac, but for the most part, things look fairly similar on Excel for Macs, Excel Online, or Excel for Windows. So I want to come over to insert, and then in the middle of all of the things, I've got pivot tables, and then I've got like pictures, shapes, icons. About in the middle, you should see recommended charts and then all these different pictures here. So if I click on recommended charts, it's going to recommend a few things. One of the recommended charts is going to be a scatter plot. But if you're trying to get a chart and it doesn't show you a scatter plot as the recommended chart, there are all of the options here. And in the bottom row next to the pie chart, you should see the scatter plot options. And there's a lot of different options here. Okay, there's scatter plots and there's bubble charts, and then there's scatter plots where they connect the dots for some reason. We don't want those. We just want the very first one, which is a plain old scatter plot. So I click on the scatter plot, and this is what I get. It will automatically set the X and Y axes to start at 0 and go up to what it determines to be an appropriate maximum. And then it will always set the title to whatever you have labeled the Y column to be. But notice there are no labels for the axes on here, and we've got all of this empty space over here, which is fine, but we can do better. So a couple of things that we can do in here. Depending on which version you're using, you may have a little box off to the right here with a plus sign. If you do, you can add a lot of these things from there. Mine, I have to come up here to add chart element, which even if you do have the plus sign over here, I believe you also have this over here. So I can come up to add chart element, and I could say, okay, I want to add axis titles. I want the horizontal axis title, and I want the vertical axis title. And then I also want What else do I want? For now, that's actually all I want. So I'm going to put in a title here on my horizontal axis. This was temperature, and these were number of bars sold. And then I'm okay with ice cream sales as the title. I am. I could change that though if I wanted to. I just double click on these to change them. But now let's say I want to change this x-axis. I don't like it. All I'm going to do is click on the x-axis, one of the numbers, and then actually I need to double click on it, and it'll open up a panel off to the right here. And you might have to open up one of these little folder things. But I can see on bounds, my minimum is set to 0 and my maximum is set to 30. So we didn't have anything under 10. So I'm going to type 10 and hit enter. And now it's automatically gone in and said, okay, let's go from 10 to 26, which is what we did when we did it by hand. So that looks a lot better. And then I could also change the units. Instead of going by twos, I could say, let's go by ones. But now I don't like that. That looks too busy. So I actually think going by twos was the good option. And then I could do the same thing with the y-axis if I wanted to. So the minimum is set to 0, but I don't like that. Let's set the minimum to 150. And now it's going by 50s, and that's a little better. Maybe I still want to go by hundreds though. Nah. I don't really have an opinion on the y-axis as much as I did the x-axis because the y-axis didn't have nearly as much empty space. That's okay. All right. And then the last thing that we can add to this, and if you're using the online version, I am not 100% sure that this will work. It didn't used to. They might have updated it. So if you are not able to do this in the online version, that's okay. But one of the things that we can do is we can add the linear trend line. So this is the line for the equation of best fit. So that is the equation that best models this data. And we can see it in here. It looks beautiful. But when we're looking at this scatter plot, what we really want to be looking at is without that line. We're really looking at this at a first glance of our data to say, does it even look linear? Because if it doesn't look linear, there's no point in continuing on. And this, now that I have a more precise graph, it does look linear to me. And it still looks strong, and it's definitely positive. It looks like as the temperature increased, the number of bars sold also increased, which would make sense if we're talking about ice cream. So that is how you can create a scatter plot of your data set using Excel.